Peace, blessings, and bliss. This is Neith Sankofa with WriteDanceAdventure.com. And I am doing all of the month of March. It's 2018, just coming off of a worm full moon. And the guidance I got was to let my warrior aspect speak freely this month and hear what she has to say. Yesterday was a rough experience because I won't say it was a rough experience. It was what I anticipated could possibly happen with this experience. I received some information from a friend that they were sharing about a very ignorant person and a very old story about the intelligence of Black people. Coming off of the news that South Africa is looking to initiate their plans for looking for a very particular word, reparations, really. So anyway, the news was somebody's responses to why they thought it wasn't a good idea because of the intelligence of African people. So, keeping with my commitment, I responded in really just what I've learned is what I'm trying to do is to see where my authenticity is without a whole bunch of filtering. And so I responded, and then I saw in the thread that their son was included. So, I apologize for my response because the son was there, but it kicked off a very long conversation about, what I'm doing. And it was very clarifying for me to want to articulate that. And I give thanks for them to listen to my wanting to articulate where I was with this. So basically, what it spiraled down to for me was two things. One, my warrior actually doesn't exist. And my intention, I think, from my higher self was not to actually allow my warrior to speak, but to bring to light that I actually don't have a warrior aspect. And I don't have a healer aspect either. I don't have a light warrior aspect either. And for me to be able to articulate my desire to not have a name necessarily, and not even a purpose, because the way I've always been is not wanting to be locked down to a certain set of rules and roles and things like that, defined roles and things. I love being a mother, but I don't want to have to play by a role that is defined for mother. So that I'm getting clarity on that. And the other thing is that sometimes I'm using those two dualities. So the very first thing that I heard on this journey was, this is about duality. So it's like continuing that thing. The dualities of healer and warrior, and my warrior for me has been an aspect that I thought was like my shadow and my dark side that was not palatable. And all those feelings and emotions came up with with my response being like, oh, that wasn't palatable, that wasn't appropriate or whatever. Those two dualities are keeping me from seeing what spirit has for me to do. They keep me in a certain level of understandings about myself. And if I'm to unfold what the divine vision is for me, then I have to be willing to go beyond that. That's so significant for me because when I was contemplating it last night, I'm like, wow, I'm willing to release other people and my own understanding about myself. Am I truly willing to let the divine plan for me unfold? So I'm clear that when there is a space where I am in the present moment, and that's where I feel the expanse of the divine. Very clear about that. Spent many years developing that, and it's continuing to expand. But that is a very known and embodied place for me. When I'm in the present moment, am I willing to let my responses come forward for me from an authentic place? Even if it's not palatable for other people, even if it is not palatable for the understandings of who I think I am. And it just really brought up a lot of like deep questions, like, you know, who defines who the good people are and who the bad people are? If I'm defining it according to this expansive space that is the divine within me, it's a lot of questions about, you know, am I willing to allow this impulse of life to live itself through me? Oh, that's a big question. And even in the core of myself is vibrating in a place that's not scary, but a place that's like, this is real truth that I've hit here. So that's my warrior speak for today. You know, so the question for me is, am I willing to let it unfold and to really see what the divine plan is for me? And the last thing is, it's not about a purpose for my life, but a vision. So I've caught a vision of myself, and this is what sparked this whole warrior speaks, because I'm like, wow, I asked, wow, that vision that I saw of myself was so resonant. And it was like, this is what I know I came to the planet to do. But I can't see my way to that. So the question was, what do I need to do for that becoming? And the answer was, do this warrior speaks. So that's where I am. So Neith Sankova, Light Warrior SiStar Hood. Blessings and bliss. Peace.